Coming up, Mobile's moved off, only 3 runners. Baldy Face went around earlier, it's the scratching, so we've got JB Flex. There's a bit of a changeover on the pole at the moment. We've got JR Cash. JB Flex is in 3 and Sheriff Indeed's in 2. The Mobile's nearly up to the dispatch point. JB Flex, 2 or 3-year-old trotters, and they're away. Over on the outside, JB Flex went out okay. The Sheriff Indeed will go through, and JR Cash, after coming from the pole, will go back to be last of the 3 runners. But the pace is genuine out of the straight. The Sheriff Indeed is being restrained so that JB Flex can get around, but JB Flex has had a change of mind, and so the Sheriff Indeed goes on and takes up the running. JB Flex finds room now to drop into 2nd place, and JR Cash it is that's back last of the 3 runners. So they swing into the back straight on the first occasion, and Alatormi in front on the Sheriff Indeed. 10 metres back in 2nd place is JB Flex, and about 4 or 5 metres back in last place is JR Cash. All the trotters doing everything right as they go down the back straight on the first occasion, and the Sheriff Indeed leads under restraint by more than a length, perhaps 2 to JB Flex, and then another length and a half back in last place is JR Cash. So not a lot of change in the trial, not a lot of action. The pace has started to steady down in front, but the Sheriff Indeed still pulling pretty hard on Alatormi. Wants to go a bit harder, and it's more than a length in front of JB Flex, and then 1 in last place is JR Cash, who's had a nice comfortable run in the trial, been driven pretty conservatively. Coming up this time to get the bell, and it's still the Sheriff Indeed in front. Wants to fight the drivers out by more than a length. JB Flex has had a nice comfortable run in 2nd place, and JR Cash is just sitting back last watching them all. Past the bell, the Sheriff Indeed still hooks on. There's more than a length in front of JB Flex, and then another length to JR Cash. Still no change. They go out of the straight. The Sheriff Indeed unchallenged in front. Still inclined to hang on a bit. JB Flex in 2nd place, and still JR Cash. Nothing's happened whatsoever. It's the same as where they were a lap ago, and they swing into the back straight. Pace is still even, set by the Sheriff Indeed. JB Flex 2nd, and still JR Cash sees them, but now it comes to the outside. So down the back straight, the pace comes on a bit again, and the Sheriff Indeed's in front. JB Flex sits in 2nd place behind the leader, and JR Cash moves up on that horse's outside, but hasn't completely covered it yet as they get to the 400, and the Sheriff Indeed still giving them something to chase. Gets away again. It's 2 lengths in front of JB Flex, and over on the outside, JR Cash struggling to get any closer for the moment. Still the Sheriff Indeed leads up to the 200 metre peg. JB Flex behind the leader, and JR Cash on the outside, not really going on with its run. The Sheriff Indeed straightens up, drifts off the track a little bit. JB Flex gets into the sprint lane. The Sheriff Indeed might be out on his feet, and JB Flex goes through in the sprint lane and wins by an ever widening margin of about 7 metres, and about 4 metres